I went through this really interesting training called Leadership Point of View, or LPOV for short, where you essentially document all the major milestones and people in your life that kind of helped made you who you are. And the idea is you kind of get it all down on paper and then you distill all the little vignettes and then you kind of say, okay, here are the major 5 that helped shape my values as me as a person. And then you do some narrative storytelling around it so that you can essentially help communicate through stories in your past who you are to others, instead of just being like, I care about timeliness, I care about responsibility, I care about caring. It's essentially an opportunity to really be vulnerable and communicate clearly who you are and how you make decisions. So anyway, I'm going to share one snippet of it that is about my great grandmother, Caroline. Yes, I was fortunate enough to know my great grandmother, Caroline, until I was about 12. It's on my mom's side. And it's only a couple of paragraphs, and I'm going to show you something really cool at the end. Okay, here we go. I was fortunate to know my great-grandmother Caroline until I was 12. When we would visit her in Poway, California, you could smell the nicotine as you approached the front door. When you entered their modest one-story home, you saw a stand-up piano to the left, yellow-stained walls, and as you panned right, cookie jars and stuffed animals everywhere. When I say everywhere, I mean bursting. There was almost nowhere to sit. Some of the stuffed animals sang songs, others had lights woven into their fur. She was very skinny, almost frail, but had so much energy, she was electric. She would run to greet us, trailing behind her an oxygen tank with clear cords bringing precious air to her remaining half lung. She taught me how to make tomato soup cake, a Depression-era recipe that had no dairy, milk, or eggs, and yes, a real can of tomato soup. She made the best ice cream cones. A core memory of her care and tenderness was that when she made me an ice cream cone, she took the time to make certain she got ice cream into the very base of the cone, so every last bite was just perfect. One of the last times I saw her, I asked her about her younger days playing piano and singing on the radio. She said, well, let me show you. Her feeble body guided me to the piano. When she gestured for me to sit next to her, she played so vigorously that both of us were out of breath. She died soon after, and even though I was 12, I knew how much she had meant to me and imparted on me the power of eccentricity and passion. I grabbed a random assortment of cocktail stirrers that she had collected along her travels, singing at the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas, the now defunct TW Airlines, and even a stirrer with a whistle on top so you could get the bartender's attention when you needed a refill. These stirrers are framed in my home in honor of her memory. So that's just a little example. I really loved it. And I don't have mine. Mine's in storage right now because, as many of you know, I lost my job at the end of October and I'm figuring it out. But I did have a set made for my mom and my brother. And so here is my mom's, which is super cute. I did kind of a pastel theme with hers. But you can see that there's a defunct hotel from Las Vegas. There's even a Playboy Bunny one. I don't know the backstory on that, but I gotta get it. I'm gonna talk to my mom about that today. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a good day. Bye.